Hey guys, Moniz here, and today's a very special day because today the OnePlus 6 has been announced. A lot of you guys have been waiting for this device to hit the market, and it's finally here. Now I gotta talk about two things before I show you this device. First and foremost, I can't go into super duper detail because there is a review embargo for May 21st. The second thing, I got 5 cases here. I don't need all 5 of these cases. I'm gonna keep one, maybe the red one. I'm gonna give the 4 away. So if you're planning on pre-ordering the OnePlus 6, or if you know you're gonna get it for sure, let me know in the comments below and I'll send out 4 cases to 4 different people. Enough chit chat, time for the OnePlus 6. And here it is in all of its beautiful glory. As you can see right here, it's been completely redesigned and made out of glass. I have the OnePlus 5T here for comparison, and as you can see, it has a nice beautiful metal trim, whereas the brand new OnePlus 6 has a nice new glass trim. You can get it in 3 different colors. This is the mirror black, which I think looks fantastic, but mind you, just like every other glass device on the market, you are gonna obtain some fingerprints. Now there's one thing I don't understand. So you see, when you go glass, the phone becomes less durable, especially when you drop it. You just have a higher chance of breaking the device. But what I really don't understand is the fact that they did not put wireless charging on this smartphone. That's usually the reason why manufacturers gravitate towards glass is for wireless charging. Now for me, wireless charging is not the be-all and end-all for your device, but for a lot of people out there, especially for a phone that's supposed to be flagship, and going into 2018, it's a very important feature. Now a couple of things have changed as well. You now have a new designed by OnePlus logo on the bottom of the device. The camera is no longer facing horizontal, it's now vertical in the middle, and the fingerprint sensor has been more refined to give it a more appealing look. It's still just as sensitive and unlocks your device really quickly. The other thing you're gonna notice is the button placement. You see, on the OnePlus 5T, the power button is on the right-hand side with the volume rocker and the alert slider on the left-hand side, whereas on the OnePlus 6, the power button and the alert slider is on the right-hand side, and the volume rocker is all by itself on the left. Basically, doesn't make a difference to me. They're still very comfortable and easy to get to. The other big change is the display size. On the OnePlus 5T, you only got a 6-inch display. With the OnePlus 6, you get a 6.28-inch display. In terms of form factor, it's slightly wider, making it a little bit less comfortable in the hand, but the height is pretty much on par with the OnePlus 5T. The other thing you're gonna notice is a notch. That's right, OnePlus has put a notch on their smartphone. Now, they've done a better job than most other manufacturers by reducing the bezel size on the bottom of the chin, but there's still a little bit of a chin there to be looked at. You can still get face unlock, which is super fast, but just like other manufacturers, you do have the option to disable the notch if you don't like looking at it. The display panel is pretty much the exact same panel that the OnePlus 5T is using, obviously in a bigger size. So if you like that previous panel, then you're gonna like the panel on this one. Sound is coming out of one speaker on the bottom of the device. That's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping OnePlus would at least incorporate the earpiece to have dual speakers, but that's not the case in this situation. But you do get a headphone jack. Performance should be great. I mean, this thing is coming with the latest Snapdragon 845. You have the option to get it with 6 gigabytes of RAM or 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is absolutely crazy to think about. And this all depends if you buy it with 128 gigabytes of storage or opt for 256. But the biggest change comes down to software. It's still using Oxygen OS. It's running the latest version of Android, which is Android 8.1, but you now get some cool gestures to move around your device. It works very similar to the iPhone X. So let's say you're in an application. If you swipe up from the bottom right or left, it will take you back a page. If you want to go home, you just swipe up from the middle. And finally, if you want to see your recent apps menu, you swipe up from the middle and you hold down and you'll get a list of all your recent applications. So let's talk about the camera. This is one thing that OnePlus makes a big stink about every single year. And every single year, the camera just doesn't live up to the hype. I think and I hope that the camera this year will be able to give the Galaxy S9 and of course the Pixel 2 a run for its money. Now obviously I can't discuss picture quality because I'm not allowed to yet, but what I can say is that you're using a dual lens setup, 220 megapixel sensors, an aperture of f1.7, a bigger sensor size so it should help in low light, and of course you get optical image stabilization. Now if you do want to see some camera samples, make sure to be following me on Instagram because as soon as the embargo lifts, I'm going to be posting a ton of them. Finally, we have battery life. Inside is a 3300 milliamp battery. It's not the biggest, especially when you compare it to other similar sized devices. You don't get wireless charging, but of course you still get OnePlus's super quick dash charging. So that pretty much wraps up my first hands-on and impressions of the OnePlus 6. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you get notified when my full review hits the market. I also want to know a few things from you. First and foremost, do you think this is a gorgeous design? Is this a big upgrade from previous OnePlus devices? And the third thing is, make sure to join me on Friday at 4 p.m. EST as I'm going to be doing a live stream to answer all of your questions on the OnePlus 6. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.